The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson, here joining you with Dick Girardi. We're coming to you from Parks Racing to bring you all the latest in horse racing and news from around the country. We're right here at Parks. On today's show, the stakes action isn't slowing down because the Breeders' Cup is over. Churchill Downs under the Twin Spires, the Big A in New York, and Laurel Park kept us more than satisfied this weekend with some great races. Have you come out of your Breeders' Cup haze?
I haven't, Danny. I'm not sure I will for a while. It was like I said last week, my first trip like anywhere on an airplane. It was great to be at Del Mar. I'm still trying to figure out what I did wrong, which was essentially everything at the betting windows. But the races were great. We got a horse of the year. We got a real debate about the 3-year-old champion. It'll be a fun December. And, you know, it won't be that long before Churchill Downs and the Derby of 2022.
Well, absolutely. We're going to take a look at some 2-year-olds in a little bit. And there's a lot still coming up in this year. We got our Horsemen's Awards here at Parks. We're going to get underway with voting. The Eclipse Awards.
Yes.
And the Claiming Crowns coming up in December, which I'll be excited. My first Claiming
You're
Crown.
heading down to Gulfstream Park. You're going everywhere. Let's see where you've been this year. A year ago, you were at Keeneland.
Yep.
Your first Preakness?
Yeah.
First Breeders' Cup, first Preakness, first Claiming Crown.
Can't wait. And I'm going to go to Oaklawn and visit our good friend Trish.
There you go.
Well, and I just want to remind everyone here at Parks, we have some new post times Monday and Tuesday, 12:10 to go with daylight savings, and Wednesdays just in November, 12 noon to coincide with us being on FS2. So just want to make sure everyone knows. Well, let's get into some local racing here at Parks. We're going to do something a little different. We really liked last Wednesday's local race. We think it's going to be a key race with some horses to keep an eye on. So we're going to look at that. It was from last Wednesday, November 10th. It's 2-year-olds in an allowance optional claiming $40,000, going 6.5 furlongs for the $42,000 purse, a field of 7, and our post-time favorite is the number 6 Practical Coach for now Hall of Fame trainer Butch Reed.
Yeah, Butch Reed deservedly in our Hall of Fame here. Just recently ran second by a nose back in October.
And Champion by Design gets our second choice with our leading rider, Ruben Silvera.
I was a little surprised this horse wasn't a heavy favorite given that it's Jamie Ness, but I guess the players were thinking, oh, wait a second, this horse is running Presque Isle on the Tapeta, how will he do on the dirt?
Absolutely. Well, here's Chris Griffin with our local call of the week.
Champion by Design does hold that rail position. Out wider there is Dance Code. Dropping off that pace now is Turnpike Bob. Practical Coach is ranging up 3 wide coming after the leaders. Center Mid Matty has had a nice trip as Instant Clear Running Room now is taking the 4th spot. Dropping back a touch there was Captain Chaz Vinejet. Now out of last as they move around this turn. Dance Code's got the lead. It's Dance Code in front. They went quick. 22-1, 45-2 for that half-mile time. Dance Code is way out in the center of the racetrack. Practical Coach, Champion by Design, they're trying to re-rally. Dance Code is in about the 4 path out in the center of the racetrack, kicks for home. Everything's wide open here down towards the inside for Practical Coach, who's in pursuit. Centerman Matty is coming after this rival as well. 8th to go. Here comes Practical Coach to the inside of Dance Code, who's got more. Dance Code and Practical Coach, these two will decide it. Dance Code is still wide, but Dance Code is still in front. Dance Code, Practical Coach, Dance Code gets the score.
And Dance Code and jockey Nick Juarez just toying with them, kind of looking lost in the stretch, but he does get the win over Practical Coach.
Yeah, and look, this horse is running the Sanford, running the Saratoga Special, Open Company against horses like Wit and Gunite. Now all of a sudden he's against PA Bred. It's a pretty good drop-down spot, and you would think, Danny, and I know that's why you wanted to use this race, we'll see some of these horses back at the Pennsylvania Nursery next month.
Absolutely. And I think Dance Code, once he kind of puts it together, he's still very, very green. I think Juan Vasquez has a very nice horse on his hands.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's just physically very impressive. So keep an eye on those horses coming out of our local race of the week. Well, Dick and I are going to head to our first break. When we come back, we're going to jump into some stakes action for our national coverage. We'll be right back after this break.
As they scoot up the backstretch run, the pace appears hot. It's LZ in front, half length.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic. including New York. No markup, no management fees. Makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stables.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit equistartrainingandbreeding.com.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our national coverage is brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. We're going to start with Churchill Downs under the Twin Spires. It's our fillies and mares in the Dream Supreme Stakes, going 6 furlongs, $300,000 purse, and a very nice field. We don't get the matchup of Bell's the One and Wisconsin, but
Right.
Bell's the One's our heavy favorite at 4-5.
Yeah, it's interesting, Danny. Bell's the One, their connections had really considered running in the Breeders' Cup against the great Gamine, but they thought, well, there's no way we can beat Gamine. This horse ran against Gamine last year in the race and finished third. Turned out they could have, given how the race was run. But Bell's the One is a solid 4-5 favorite in here, and she will be coming from the back because that's how she runs.
Absolutely, and Club Car takes our second choice at 5-2 with that man Joel Rosario. And I read something, he made like $30 million this year or something. I mean, he had an overwhelming year.
Yeah, he's trying to set the record for highest purse earnings in 1 year, Danny. And the way to look at a jockey's earnings, let's say it's $30 million in purses. An old jockey agent told me this years ago, counting the jockey agent money, take about 8.5% of that $30 million. That's what Joel's made this year. You can do the math. It's a pretty good year.
Still nice payday for Joel. Well, here's the call of the Dream Supreme Stakes.
As they scoot up the backstretch run, the pace appears hot. It's LZ in front, half length. Vintage Ready right alongside in second, 21-2. A fierce opening fraction. They round the far turn, 3 lengths back to Frank's Rocket, who's on the chase from third. Club Car starts to pick it up now. Comes on fourth while wide. Picking it up quickly is that one. Blinkers is going the wrong way. Bell's the One's going to save ground for the run to the quarter pole. They come for the top of the stretch. It's LZ in front. Here comes Club Car with a 4-wide sweep. Frank's Rocket's between them. These three across the track off the turn, with Bell's the One bearing down from fourth, and now she's third. There's 1 furlong to go. Club Car's in front, short lead. Frank's Rocket battles on. Bell's the One is still third with a 16th to go, but she's lifting late. Club Car short lead. Bell's the One surges alongside and surges past. Bell's the One caught Club Car right at the wire.
And Bell's the One gets it done with jockey Corey Lannery, and a very happy birthday to him.
Yeah, and that's how you ride a closer. If you notice what Corey did, cut the corner on the turn, coming from dead last, had a hot pace up front, swung her outside, and look, Bell's the One always comes with that big run. How about 22 lifetime starts and 11 wins? And that's hard to do for a horse with this running style. She's very consistent now, the 5-year-old mare.
Absolutely, yeah. Corey said didn't want to do anything funny, didn't want to get her in any kind of trouble, keep her clear. And He said that's the first time that happened in 47 years to get a winner on his birthday.
How about that?
Yeah,
Wow.
that just happened to our man, Georgie Vargas here, too. He had a winner on his birthday for the first time. Well, we're going to go right into Laurel Park. It's 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs in the James F. Lewis III Stakes, $100,000 purse on the line. And Run to Daylight's our favorite for that team, Jeff Runco and Arnaldo Bocachica. We've seen them win a lot down in Charlestown.
Yeah, Jeff Runco is the man at Charlestown, has been for years. This is an undefeated West Virginia bred leaving West Virginia for the first time. That was the question. How would he do outside of the state?
Well, we'll see. Second choice is No Sabe Nada at 5-2 for Scott Peck with Horatio Caramanas.
Easy for you to say with those two names, Danny. And this horse most recently third in a stake at Delaware.
Well, here's Dave Rodman with the call of the stakes.
Around the turn of midships and tops the chart there to the outside. Locomotive out 3 wide to join. And Beast or Famine has moved fourth while 4 wide. Run to Daylight saving that ground. Synergy Star is next and No Sabe Not is only 4 from the lead out wide toward the quarter pole. And Slots is trailing. They're at the top of the stretch now. And it is Locomotive pushing on to the lead to tops the chart in second. And Beast or Famine racing in third position. Run to Daylight has to do a little better on the inside. Out the center of the track. No Sabe Not is trying to quicken up with the final furlong to go. And here's Beast or Famine just in front. Locomotive, Ultra Game on the inside, coming back for more. Beast or Famine, Locomotive through the inside. Locomotive down to the rail. Beast or Famine on the outside. Locomotive.
And Locomotive getting the win with jockey J.D. Acosta, but a very nice second from Beast or Famine with our local connections for trainer Penny Pierce and Dexter Haddock making the trip down to Laurel.
Yeah, I thought Beast or Famine had it the whole way, just made that strong outside move, just couldn't quite get there at the finish at 11-1 for Penny and Dexter.
Super close photo. You got to give track announcer Dave Rodman kudos because he called that photo right on the wire.
Dave is as good as it's ever been. I love Dave Rodman as a caller. I think he's wonderful.
Absolutely great race. We're going to head to the Big A Aqueduct. It was the Artie Schiller Stakes, 1 mile on their turf course, $150,000 purse. And our favorite is Flavius for that owner, Jubmont Farms, Chad Brown and Jose Ortiz.
Yeah, and by Warfront has everything you want, and in addition to the connections, as Danny mentioned, most recently ran at Kentucky Downs, and that form is so bizarre, I'm never sure what to make of those races.
And our second choice goes to Tell Your Daddy for Tom Morley and Hall of Fame rider Johnny Velasquez.
Yeah, and Tom Morley just happens to be the husband of Maggie Wolfendale, one of our favorites, and I actually saw Tom and Maggie out at the Breeders' Cup, and all the best to them every time they run anything.
My favorite people ever. Well, here's the call of the Artie Schiller Stakes.
Rinaldi, the leader. Bodie Cream's on the outside in second, and then it is Flavius and Tell Your Daddy. They are heads apart, third and fourth. Olympic Runner is in fifth position. Looking to come through at the rail is a March to the Arch. On the outside is NYC, and at the back of the pack, breaking the rules and Mandate. The opening quarter mile over the good turf in 24 3/5 seconds, and it is Rinaldi showing the way here, leading by a length and a quarter. Bodie Cream runs in second. Tell Your Daddy on the outside, now moving up from third. Flavius is down at the rail and in fourth. Then NYC and Mandate, followed by Olympic Runner, breaking the rules, and a March to the Arch down at the fence. The half in 49 4. And it is still Rinaldi with the lead here. Rinaldi's in front. Tell Your Daddy in second with Bodie Cream in third as they go around the far turn. Rinaldi and Tell Your Daddy, they are 1-2. Bodie Cream's in third. Mandate's on the outside in fourth. And Flavius is down at the rail. Then NYC and breaking the rules on the extreme outside. 3/4 went in 1:14 2. They are in the stretch. And it is still Rinaldi. Here's Tell Your Daddy. And on the outside, it is Mandate. 3 of them across the track for the lead. Flavius has moved to the outside as they come down for the finish now, and it is Mandate looking to pull off a huge upset here, and Mandate has done it.
And Mandate with the upset at 44-1, shipping in from Penn National. Gets jockey Andrew Wolf's on, and he said that was the biggest win of his career. And a lot of you guys probably know him, rides at Penn National.
Sure.
He rides a lot for trainer Kate DeMasi, and they team up with a lot of wins up there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the paper on this horse, I mean, been running in New York, right? All these New York races, not really doing that well. Was claimed for $25,000 off Todd Pletcher, and then out of nowhere, runs a great race at Laurel and not only duplicates it, but goes one better. So Mandate, if you add them, you get 91.50. I did not have him.
I did not either. But you know what made that so impressive is how wide he was.
No, he was
I mean, he was
good.
wide the whole time and on that good turf.
And this is a good field. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about multiple stakes winners, horses that won $500,000. It wasn't just like a weak field and a good race.
No.
It was a good field and a good race, and he won it.
Be actually interesting to see what he does moving forward. Mandate, keep an eye on him. You're not going to get 44-1 next time. But we're going to head to another break. When we come back, we're going to have race recap and our jockey and trainer of the week. We'll be back right after this break.
Under the Stars now feeling some pressure. Here's Ida and here's Tonitos.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. Been going strong since 2008. And these horses really do go on to do amazing things when they're off the racetrack as well. Our jockey of the week is 7-pound apprentice Andy Hernandez. Dick and I are we just did a story on him that'll be coming out shortly, but he's got a very promising future.
Yeah, he looks good on a horse. Horses run for him, and his background and the story of how he got to here is fascinating.
Absolutely. And his agent said he kind of has all the key ingredients that makes a successful rider.
And his agent would know Jim Bomitas has been around some good riders.
Look out for Andy Hernandez. Congratulations to him. And our trainer of the week is Steve Krebs, who has been around for a while. Great to see him back in the winner's circle. Him and Kendrick teamed up, and he said Kendrick hadn't had a win for him in years. They hadn't teamed up in a while.
Yeah, well, Kendrick took off. What are you doing in New York, Kendrick? Come on back.
We love Casey here. Well, we're going to head right into race recap brought to you by the Pewter Stable. Check them out at pewterstable.com. A wonderful partnership to become an owner today. Get into horse racing. We're going to head to Woodbine to our Canadian friends. It was the Grade 2 Autumn Stakes going a mile and 16th. It does come off the turf, Vanzy scratched, and it's on the all-weather track.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, Sir Winston is 3-2 in here. Does that name sound familiar? Well, it should. He won the Belmont Stakes back in 2019. And most recently he's been running at Woodbine, on the Tapeta, and running good.
Well, you're not going to see him in the screen anytime soon because Mighty Heart's out on the lead.
Now, Mighty Heart, the former Canadian Horse of the Year, won the Queen's Plate, is out there like he always is. And once Mighty Heart gets out there, they don't usually catch him, Danny, and they ain't catching him here. Sir Winston is coming on really just to be a second, but never really a threat to Mighty Heart.
No, and it was kind of interesting. The 8, 7, and 3 were well ahead of the second group.
Right.
And the 7 and the 3 were just interfering with each other the whole race. But Sir Winston makes a really impressive move.
Yeah, Sir Winston's kind of a cool horse. I mean, he's won over $1 million, but doesn't get a lot of pub because the Belmont Stakes really wasn't expected. That was another classic ride by that man, Joel Rosario.
Absolutely, but Mighty Heart getting the win. And we're going to head back to Aqueduct. It was the Winter Memory Stakes, $150,000 to go a mile and 16th. And speed, Plum Ali.
Yeah, Plum Ali just, again, loose on the lead, and there's just no way they're getting to this horse either. You know what, if I could bet one style of race after race after race, it would be loose on the lead. I mean, it's just how most races are won. If they get out there and it's a good horse and they're not catching Plum Ali at 9-2.
But Manny Franco was able to rate her. She listened. She was on the inside, so she saved ground, and he was able to control that pace really nicely. Well, good for Christophe Clement. Now, Breeders' Cup winner.
Breeders' Cup winner, 2 for 42 now.
Awesome. Well, we're going to head out to Del Mar where the turf meets the surf. It's 7 furlongs. It's the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes, $100,000. And it's Baffer against Baffer against Baffer against Papa Mandela.
And he's trying to figure out which one of these is going to get the move forward to Los Al for the futurity out there. And it's going to be Messier. It just kind of swoops the field here. Son of Empire Maker wins by 3.5 at the end under Flavien Prat. It's interesting, Prat and Baffert haven't really been a team, but they're starting to become a team for obvious reasons. He's the best trainer and the best rider on the West Coast.
He certainly is, and Messier being able to rate off all of that speed definitely helped get in the win, but he is a big Bay colt that I know we're going to see a lot more
like
of.
His namesake, the great hockey player Mark Messier.
Kind of love it. Love hockey and horse racing together. We're going to stick at Del Mar, but this is 2-year-old fillies in the Desi Arnaz Stakes, 6.5 furlongs, $100,000 perks, and all hell breaks loose at the starting gate for our friend Victor Espinoza.
It does. Lady T, the one, just breaks okay and then just takes a left turn and is basically out of the race. And here's Baffert again with Ida the 5, 1-5. Baffert and Prat, really not much doubt about this, just kind of cruises by. The filly, the colt, Baffert wins both. Good night, Ida by 4.25 at the wire.
Well, it might be interesting because these horses aren't going to be able to run in the Kentucky Derby or the Oaks.
Yeah, be interesting. This is going to, who knows how this is going to play out. I know we discussed it last week, but they still haven't even scheduled a hearing in Kentucky. I don't know what's going on with the split sample. My suspicion, Danny, is if they find out that it was the ointment and that he didn't do anything purposely wrong, unfortunately, Medina Spirit will get disqualified from the Derby because he broke the rules, but maybe the penalty for Baffert won't be as severe. Maybe Churchill Downs will revisit. That would be the way I would look at it.
Yeah.
How they're going to look at it is to be determined.
Agree on that. Well, it's time for Ion Racing. The Big A has the Grade 2 Red Smith on the turf today. Churchill Downs has the Grade 3 Chaluki Stakes. And one of my favorites at Del Mar, the Grade 3 Native Diver. Always exciting race.
Yeah, Native Diver is a legendary horse in Southern California. I mean, they have statues of this horse, so it's always cool to see the race named after him.
Definitely. Well, it's time for our final break. When we come back, news and notes. We'll see you just in a flash. If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry spends tens of millions of dollars supporting agriculture, from local farmers and farm workers to veterinarians and more? And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs. Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund that helps continue an education for our wonderful backstretch community. And Dick, let's talk about these 3-year-olds. We're almost through the year, but we've had some incredible 3-year-olds, especially I want to point out Essential Quality and Medina Spirit. How do you separate them, do you?
Really hard, Danny. I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but all right, so Essential Quality loses 2 races all year. Finishes a pretty good 4th in the Derby, beating a length. Finishes pretty solid 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Wins the Belmont, wins the Travers, wins everything else. The problem is he ran twice against Medina Spirit, who also had a great year, wins the Kentucky Derby, beat older horses, but finished in front of Essential Quality in the Derby. He was 2nd in the Classic, and Essential Quality was 3rd.
Yeah.
I think Essential Quality won the better caliber of races and had maybe a little better campaign, but not by a lot. And I think voters are going to say, well, wait a second, Medina Spirit finished in front of him twice, which is legitimate. And then it's the question of the Derby. How do you deal with that? I deal with it pretty easily. Right now, he's the Derby winner.
Right.
Until somebody says he isn't. How do you, there will be people who will vote against him because of the positive. I will not be one of those people. I may decide to vote for Essential Quality, but it won't be because Medina Spirit wasn't the Derby winner he was.
You're not going to punish him. Do you think voters will, like you said, have a, they're going to,
Oh yeah, some definitely will. I think it's wrong. Look, it happened to Smarty Jones because people were upset he got retired. An absurd reason to not like the horse. Or, you know, I mean, the horse did what he did. Fortunately, he was a 3-year-old champ. I voted for Horse of the Year over Go Sapper. I couldn't scream that Go Sapper won it, but Go Sapper barely ran that year. Smarty Jones had a campaign, but and that was close. That was a fairly close vote.
So we just talked about who we think should get the 3-year-old or possibly those two. Do you think either one of them would be our Horse of the Year?
No, the Horse of the Year is going to be Nick's Go.
Yeah.
And should be. Nick's Go had an awesome year, and he won the definitive race, and he won it definitively. It wasn't even close.
So
he's the Horse of the Year.
Brad Cox and his 2 grays could possibly take 3-year-old and Horse of the Year.
Correct.
And since we're talking about superstars, we have to talk one of our favorite trainers, Ned Allard. We had a great article on him in the Mid-Atlantic magazine. You guys can check it out. There's a digital copy as well. That story was very well done.
Yeah, Vinny Perrone, who is a good friend, wrote for the Washington Post for years, a wonderful writer. I hope he sends this in for an Eclipse Award. I haven't read anything better all year. Look, I thought I knew Led. I didn't know any of that stuff. It's a great backstory on how he got into the game, what his parents were about, what he's been about, and of course he's had a phenomenal career. He was here for quite a long time, but up in New England he's a legend, and he had the great Mom's Command, who we saw run in 1985 at the New Garden State Park, literally like the first week, and then she went on to win the Philly Triple Crown for Peter Fuller, who, remember, was disqualified out of the Kentucky Derby with Dancer's Image, and who was riding Mom's Command, none other than Peter's daughter, Abby Fuller. It's a great story, and the trainer was Ned Allard.
He certainly is. He's one of the most phenomenal people I've ever met in my life. Very interesting guy on and off the racetrack. Just want to remind everyone about the post times. We do race here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday is going to be 12:10 p.m. Wednesdays in November is going to be 12 noon. Come check us out. Say hello. Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I this week. We will see you next week on Let's Go Racing.